So there are over 466 million deaf or hard of hearing people worldwide. That's why it is so important to raise awareness around hearing loss and learn about the new technologies that are available. Joining us today to help us learn more all about it is Dr. Mark Andriozzi with Physicians Hearing Solutions. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Will.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
So we were talking a little while ago. My daughter has hearing aids. Members of my family do. And I remember when she first got her hearing aids, they look so much different. Now the technology, in relatively a short amount of time, has come a long, long way.
It's pretty amazing. Thank goodness we have amazing engineers out there that can place the equivalent of, I was told once, an Apollo 12 technology into something that big.
Right.
It's just staggering.
Right, it really is, and I know they've come a long way as well, because now they come with a rechargeable case too, which is a plus instead of someone, and it might be easier for someone who is a little older, not having to worry about fumbling with the small little batteries that used to come with them as well, right?
It's so much easier. I mean, I'm a surgeon, and I can tell you that I wear hearing aids, and I sometimes have a difficult time getting the battery in my hearing aid.
Yes.
And this just makes it so much easier
for so many people. You can just pop these in. So talk about how hearing aids are underutilized, and the stigma I think that maybe there was around wearing hearing aids before. Not so much anymore, because they're almost invisible.
They are. It's estimated that approximately 50% of people over the age of 75 have a hearing loss that actually causes a disability, and only 30% wear a hearing aid. Mm-hmm. And what that means is patients not only reduce their social interaction, which causes them to socially isolate, which could lead to a variety of different issues like dementia. There's studies that show it affects your balance. It's pretty staggering what hearing loss will do to an individual. Yeah.
Talk about the effects that there are with not getting, first of all, the treatment that you need, and a hearing test, which is also very easy to have done.
Yeah. I find that so many people are in denial. Mm-hmm. The average amount of time it takes a person to go from recognizing they have a hearing loss to doing something about it is 7 years.
Right.
I tell patients that are in denial, say, ask a friend, doesn't necessarily have to be a family member who's nagging you, whether you're missing out in conversations. And if you are, you need a hearing test.
Right. And you can always tell when you go to an event or a party or something like that, the person who you probably know needs the hearing aid has kind of distanced themselves away from everybody. And it's almost sad to see.
No doubt, and that's part of the social isolation. And I'm sure everybody's familiar with the blue zones, and one of the reasons why people live so old, not only because of diet and exercise, is because of social interaction.
Right.
And that's a big part of hearing loss, is reduction in social interaction.
I'm sure you're probably seeing a lot of this now, because everyone's walking around with either earpieces in their ear, as far as like to listen to music, or headphones on their head. Excessive noise, how that is affecting probably a lot of people who never thought that they'd have hearing loss before.
Excessive noise is so under-evaluated. There's a condition called a hidden hearing loss, where teenagers are blasting their music, it's damaging the nerve endings, and they don't even realize they have a hearing loss, and it doesn't show up on hearing testing.
Right.
But what's happening is people are noticing in complex environments like restaurants, they can't hear.
Yeah.
And I encourage people that listen to streaming music, there's the ability on your iPhone to look at the amount of decibels that hearing aid, that hearing device is putting out, and it should always be less than 85 decibels. Okay. That's a rule of thumb.
Right. It's all good information. I just want to show you quickly how small these hearing aids. So if you are watching today and you're wondering about getting hearing aids, this technology has come a long, long way. Doctor, thanks so much for coming in and joining us today. Don't put off what you can do today. You can learn more about Physicians Hearing Solutions. All you have to do is head on over to roadshow.com.